Shivaya Namo. Om Namah Shivaya. Shivaya Namo.
அம்மா நீ குரு ஸ்வரூபிணி, அம்மா நீ என் குரு ஸ்வரூபிணி, அமிர்த ஆனந்த ஸ்வரூபிணி, அமிர்த ஆனந்த ஸ்வரூபிணி தேவி, ஜெகஜனனி ஜெகஜனனி.
Salvari, Mas, Dharani Garpasambodam Vidyutkanti Samapravam Kumaram Shaktinastam Samangalam Pranamamyahaya Namaha. Om Sudhayamukhyai Namaha. Om Chandramataye Namaha. Om Chandrasahodaye Namaha. Om Chandramupaye Namaha. Om Bhaskarye Namaha. Om Vararohaye Namaha. Om Vasundaraye Namaha. Hariye Namaskri. Namaye Namaskri. Gauriye Namaskri. Varnakundalaye Namaskri.
On Sunday, July 3rd, 2022, the Sri Vidya Temple in Rochester, New York will be conducting the Sakala Dosha Nivarana Rashi Mandala Puja. This unique and exclusive puja invokes the blessings of the Divine Mother to grant us relief from the ill effects of planets such as Shani, Rahu, and Ketu. All are welcome to participate in person or remotely. For more information, please visit srividya.org/Rashi 2022.
Shrimatre Namaha. Namaskaram everyone, and welcome back to our Sacred Rites and Rituals of Sanātana Dharma Learning Series, which is a joint presentation by the Sri Vidya Temple Society of Rochester, New York, USA, and Ashtanga Yoga Mandir of Sri Lanka. These lectures are conducted by Sri Chaitanyanandanada, affectionately known as Ayya. Ayya is the founder and Peethadipati of the Sri Vidya Temple. Both Ayya and Amma, Srimati Jnanamba, have dedicated their whole lives to the noble mission of preserving and spreading the knowledge of Devi worship and the rich traditions of Saiva Bhakti. The Sri Vidya Temple will be celebrating Varahi Navaratri for the first time this year. Varahi destroys all negative energies and provides a powerful protection to her devotees, keeping them on the right path in life. Associated with Sri Mahalakshmi, she also bestows the necessary material blessings for a fulfilling life. Varahi Navaratri is celebrated for a period of 9 days and nights and falls on June 29th to July 7th this year. Daily Homam and Abhishekam will be performed each day, starting at 4 p.m. The Sri Vidya Temple also welcomes you all to join us as we celebrate the Sri Rajarajeswari Devi's 24th anniversary. We welcome everyone to attend our annual Alankara Festival, which commemorates the founding of the temple in 1998. We hope you all will be able to join us beginning on July 1st until the 4th and receive the divine blessings of Sri Mahaganapati, Sri Rajarajeswari, Sri Dattatreya, and the Navagrahas. On July 3rd, which will be the final day of the Alankara Utsavam, we'll be performing a special and rare Dosha Nivarana Rashi Mandala Puja. This puja is designed to address every kind of astrological dosham or difficulty. To the time and effort involved in such an elaborate puja, this puja is usually not performed on a larger scale. This is a rare and powerful opportunity to attend, participate, and receive the blessings for ourselves and for our families. The Rashi Mandala Puja reduces the severity of our painful experiences and is tremendously helpful for creating peace, harmony, success, and good health for ourselves and our families. For those interested in viewing content shared during these sessions, please note that all content being discussed in these sessions will be posted at the conclusion of the respective topic on our webpage. Please use the question form to share any questions you might have pertaining to the topic discussed. For those viewing our live stream, our question form can also be found on our webpage, which is srividya.org/AYM-lectures. At this time, we will hand it over to Ayya to begin today's session.
Hamsa Siva Soham Hamsaha Hasakafrem Hasakshamalavarayum Hasaum Sahakshamalavarayim Sahau Swarupanirupana Hetave Swagurave Sri Annapurneshwari Amba Sameda Srila Sri Amritanandanada Saraswati Mahapattaraka Mama Sri Guru Sri Padukam Pujayami Tarpajami Namaha. Namaskaram. I prostrate before my esteemed Sri Guru, Srila Sri Amritanandanada Saraswati of Devipuram, India, and implore him that he sits on my open heart lotus and speaks through me. For the next 2 weeks, next 2 Fridays, I should say, we are going to suspend the topic that we have chosen of the Panchavimsati Murti Dhyanam, because the Alankara Utsavam, the anniversary of the Kumbhabhishekam of the temple, is approaching, and a very important puja that has been labeled Rashi Mandala Puja is going to be performed. And I have received requests from various sources asking me to explain the Rashi Mandala Puja in some detail. I'm going to attempt to do this today, and most probably next week as well, because it's going to spill over. The sloka for the Devi goes, Ganesha Graha Nakshatra Yoginim, Rasi Rupinim, Devim, Mantramayim, Naumi, Matrika Pita Rupinim. Ganesha Graha Nakshatra Yoginim. You will see after Ganesha, Nakshatras, Yoginis, Rasis, and Grahas are mentioned. Because this puja is being held in the Sri Rajarajeswari Devi, a Sri Vidya Temple with a properly consecrated Mahameru, Sri Chakra Mahameru. 6 years ago, when the planetary positions were not very favorable for a large number of devotees, I decided that we should have some puja connected to Sri Vidya that will alleviate some of the problems that each of the devotees was having. Now, the main yantra for Sri Vidya is what you are seeing in front of you. It is called Sri Chakra, Sri Yantra, Chakra Raja. So many names are there for it. And after extensive research, scholars are under the opinion that this occurred on its own. It is not of human origin. It appeared on its own. There are many stories about this, but this is not the place for me to be going into those details. I decided that the Chaturasram, the square that you see with 4 openings, this Sri Chakra is facing east. That means the last triangle, the apex is towards you, which means you are seated in the west part of the Sri Yantra. So in the east, west, north and south, there are 4 openings that will permit you to enter the Sri Chakra or the Rajadhani or the kingdom of the mother. Lalita Sahasranamam tells you, therefore the Vagdevatas tell you, there are Maha Sadushashti Koti Yogini Gana. That means 64 crore yoginis and their consorts, ganas, are there in this Sri Chakra, in this city. This Sri Chakram is also called Sri Nagaram. Now, if the Ganesha Graha Nakshatras are in it, they have to be a little more clear so that all and sundry people who are not especially initiated into Sri Vidya also can understand it. Therefore, I merged a Rasi Chakram with the Sri Chakram, with the result that the 4 entrances, Purva Dwaram, eastern entrance, Dakshina Dwaram, southern entrance. Paschima Dwaram, western entrance. Uttara Dwaram, northern entrance are made clear, and the Rasi Chakram is contained inside. You will notice by looking at this picture here in front of you, the outermost layer, the multicolored layer that is of some thickness, represents the 12 signs of the zodiac, beginning with Mesha and ending with Meena. The second layer, where you will see radial arms of a much smaller scale, contain the 27 constellations or nakshatras. And the third layer, which is visible with a little difficulty of focus, contains the lords that can control the nakshatras. Now, in this diagram that you see in front of you, you will see how the Sri Chakra has been merged into the Rasi Chakra. And once the Rasi Chakram has been established alone, can we have just the Rasi Chakram alone, please? The one on the right is the one that is inside this Chaturasram. Now, just like the Sri Yantram, the Rasi Chakra has 4 entrances. The eastern entrance is guarded by Pratyangara Devi, and it is under Rig Vedam. Out of the 4 Vedas, Rig Vedam controls the eastern entrance. The southern entrance, Dakshina Dwaram, is controlled by Sulini and Yajurveda. Western entrance or Paschima Dwaram is controlled by Samavedam and Narasimha and Sudarshana Narasimha. Northern entrance, Uttara Dwaram, is controlled by Adharvana Veda, and Sarveshwara is the guardian deity. So, when we do this puja, if you go to the Rasi Chakram again, showing all the Rasis, and the planetary positions that are going to occupy the Rasis on that particular day, July 3rd, Sunday, over Rochester. Can we go to that? Yes, planetary alignment over Rochester, New York, July 3rd. You will see Surya is in Mithuna Rasi in the Arudra Nakshatram 4th Padam in the Mithuna Rasi. Chandra is in Simha Rasi, Maga 3rd Padam. Mangala, Mesha Rasi, Ashwini 2nd Padam. Buddha, Mithuna Rasi, Mrgasirsha 3rd Padam. Guru, Meena Rasi, Uttara Bhadrapada 4th Padam. Shukra, Rishabha Rasi, Rohini 3rd Padam. Saneswara, Kumbha Rasi, Dhanishta 3rd Padam. Rahu, the northern node, Mesha Rasi, Bharani 4th Padam. And Ketu, Tula Rasi, Vishakha 2nd Padam. Ketu is the southern node. So now also you need to understand. Can you go back to the Rasi Chakram without anything, only the Rasi Chakram, if we can see. Go back to the Rasi Chakram, please. Each of the houses, can we enlarge this a little bit? If you can zoom in, you will find some writings on the Rasis. Those denote the position of each of the planets as they traverse that Rasi, that particular Rasi, when they are traversing it, what kind of a situation they are in, whether it is a ruling condition or whether they are in a friend's house or whether they are in an enemy's house or whether they are exalted or whether they are debilitated. These 5 conditions are written there in small letters. You can, when you download the thing, you can zoom it and take a look. For instance, if you look at the yellow region, Mithuna Rasi, that house belongs to Buddhan. Surya, you will see a mark there, and the key to that is found on the upper right-hand corner. Chandra, Mangala, each of those conditions are reflected there. Whether they are friends or whether they are ruling or debilitated or whether they are in an enemy's house. What is very interesting, I discovered, on the 3rd of July, Guru, Mangala, Shukra, Buddha, and Shani all are in their own houses and they are ruling, which means they will be extremely powerful during that time. 5 of these planets are in a ruling condition, which very rarely happens, and it can mean sometimes clash of powerful people. You can see it happening already around the world, and this may reflect a condition where it is not conducive for peace. If you look at that yellow region, you will find Buddhan, the 4th one down from the top. Buddhan, the crown is there, that's ruling. And Rishabha, if you look at it, Shukran is ruling. If you look at Chandra, in that same house, he is exalted. If you look at Mesha, Mangala is ruling. And this is the situation that is there on July 3rd. Now, each of these planets also have the characteristic of aspecting houses in the 12 Rashi Mandala. From where they are at the moment, they can aspect or influence either adversely or favorably, or one of those conditions, some of the houses. So let's go to the aspects. Now, Surya, you see, is in Mithuna Rasi on that day, and it is aspecting the 7th house, which is Dhanur Rasi. So some people who are born under the 2nd, 3rd, 3rd and 4th padams of Mrigasirsha, all 4 padams of Arudra Nakshatram, and 3 padams of Punarvasu Nakshatra. For your information, each of the Rasis will contain 9 padams of various nakshatras. So sometimes they are split between 2 Rasis. This happens to be one of them. Mrigasirsha, first 2 padams are in Rishabha. 3 and 4 are in Mithuna. And the whole of Arudra, Thiruvadirai, is in Mithuna Rasi. And Punarvasu, 1, 2, and 3 padams are in Mithuna Rasi. So these people born under that. Surya is aspecting Dhanur Rasi for those people. And also the people in Dhanur Rasi. Mula, first all four padams. Purvashada, Puradam, all four padams. So 4 and 4, 8. Uttarashada, first padam, is in Dhanur Rasi. So they will be aspected, they are aspected by Surya until he is in Mithuna. Next one, Chandra, please. Chandra, on that day, is in Magha Nakshatram. And he is in the third pada of Magha. And he is aspecting the 7th house, where Kumbha will be during that time. Sometimes, depending on which Panchangam one is taking into account, whether it is Tirukkanidam, the mathematical one, or Bhagyam, the one that follows the words and the utterances of rishis, there will be a difference where Sani or any other planets will be located. Now here, I have taken it that Sani has already moved to Kumbha, Saniswara. So Chandra is aspecting that house, Kumbha Rasi, where Saniswara is located. Next one, Mangala. Mangala happens to be in his own house, Mesha Rasi. And Mangala has 4th, 7th, and 8th aspects. Now, here is something else that is interesting. Each of those aspects, the 4th aspect is the strongest. The 8th aspect is the second strongest. And the 3rd aspect of 7th house is the least strongest. But Mangala is a fairly powerful planet. So people in Punarvasu, Karkataka means Punarvasu, this is Cancer in English. Punarvasu 4th padam. Aslesha 1, 2, 3, and 4. And Pusham. Pusha Nakshatra, Pushyami Nakshatra, all 4 padams are in Karkataka. So they will be influenced by Mangala, who is ruling, which means fairly powerful influence will be there. And in Tula Rasi, Chitra, 3 and 4 padams. And Swati, all 4 padams. 4 and 2, 6. And then Vishaka, 1, 2, and 3rd padams are in Tula Rasi. And Ketu is seated there. So these combinations of the planet sitting in a Rasi and being aspected by another planet will give you various results. This is not an astrological class, so I cannot go into those details. And that is not the purpose anyway. Now, Mangala also is aspecting Vrichika, Scorpio, which is his own house. Mangala owns Mesha Rasi and Vrichika Rasi. Guru owns Meena and Dhanur Rasi. Saneswara owns Kumbha and Makara Rasi. Rishabha Rasi and Tula Rasi are owned by Shukra. Mithuna and Kanya are owned by Buddha. Kataka Rasi is owned by Chandra. Simha Rasi is owned by Surya. Rahu and Ketu, they are not real planets. They are the northern and southern nodes that traverse the Rashi Mandalam in an anti-clockwise manner. But if you look at some of the Ashtotra Sadanamavalis for them, you will find Rahu is mentioned as Shukra Mitraya Namaha. So if he comes to, let us say, Shukra, where Shukra is Rishabha Rasi, he becomes strong. The strength of him doubles. Now you will also notice that Ketu, the southern node, is in Tula Rasi, which is Shukra's house, which means Ketu is now double power. So this almost unlimited permutations and combinations of these planets in various houses will give you different results. Next one, please. Buddha is aspecting the seventh Rasi. You would notice before we said Surya is also aspecting the seventh Rasi. So both of them are aspecting the same place. But Buddha and Surya are not friends. So each one is going to have different effects on people born under Mula, Purvashada, Uttarashada, first pada. Okay, next one, please. Guru. On those days, on the day we are going to do the puja, Guru is going to be in his own house, Meena. And he is aspecting, his most powerful aspect is the fifth one. So he's watching Karkataka. And in Karkataka, just like the previous one, when we saw Mangala aspecting it, Guru's aspect is going to overpower everything. Which means those people need not worry about too many things. He will keep the other planets in their under control. Then Kanya Rasi, seventh aspect of Guru, that is the least of the strength is portrayed by Guru there. Vrichika Rasi is ninth. So that one is the second most powerful. Next one, please. Shukra aspects the seventh house. So see, Vrichika Rasi is being aspected by Guru and Shukra. Guru is Deva Guru. He is called Indra Purohitan. That means he is priest, chief priest for Indra, the lord of the Devas. Which means that position is fairly powerful. Shukra is called Asura Guru. He teaches the negative forces, Asuras. Right? Now both are aspecting Vrichika, which means you will get benefits from both of them. All right? That means Vishaka, fourth Padam, whole of Anuradha, whole of Jyeshta, Kerte, will benefit during this time. Next one, please. Saneshwara, aspect, third house. He's in the third house, he's aspecting Mangala, who is situated and is ruling there, and Rahu is there, which means his aspect will give Rahu some courage, some strength. Then the seventh house of Saneshwara is aspecting Simha. Simha Rasi, Maga Nakshatram, all four Rasis, all four Padams. Purva Balguni, Puram, all four Padams. So 4 and 4, 8. And Uttara Balguni, first Padam, are going to be affected by Saneshwara looking at this, aspecting this. And Vrichika again, the third planet is watching. See, Shukra, Guru, and now Saneshwara are going to watch this. They are watching him. When Guru is aspecting, he's going to overpower almost all the others, their effect. And you have to also take into account whether that planet that is aspecting is friendly or whether it is, whether it is neutral. These are the combinations are endless. Right. Next one. Rahu is aspecting the seventh house. And you notice that Rahu's path is anti-clockwise. He's looking at Ketu, Chitra, 3 and 4, Swati all 4, and Vishaka 1, 2 and 3 in Tula. So Ketu's, and similarly, the next one, if you look, Ketu is aspecting where Rahu is. He's aspecting Mesha Rasi. They both have the same kind of relationship. Okay. So these things have to be taken into account. And the puja that is going to be done. How is the Rashi Mandala Puja? Now you can see Ashtama Shani, Punarvasu, Aslesha, Pushya. Shani, the seventh aspect of Shani, Maga, Purva Valguni, Uttara Valguni. 7.5 Shani is Uttara Bhadrapada, 2, 3 and 4, Sravana, Dhanishta, Sadavisha, Purva Bhadrapada, Uttara Bhadrapada and Revati. Shani's third aspect is going to affect Ashwini, Bharani and Kritika first pada. Shani in the 8th house, Uttar Palguni, Hasta and Chitra. So there is going to be, these effects are going to be mitigated by this elaborate puja. If we can go to the Rashi Mandala Puja, how it is going to be done, the various stages of it, please. First of all, Purvanga preliminaries will be performed. Now, each of these pujas, it is not possible for one person or a couple of persons to perform this puja. The mandala that we are going to use for the Rashi Mandalam is 35 feet square. As you can see in the photograph, it is huge. And the entrances are there in the 4 corners, 4 sides. Right in front of you, you will see a Nandi and the entrance, and all the others, the entrances are there. The entrances have to be worshipped first, Dwara Puja. For this, the Moola Mantra of the deity guarding it and at least a sloka from Rigveda for the east is going to be used. Similarly, for all the entrances, we are going to be worshipping those. One person will perform that puja, or maybe 4 people will perform, or 8 people will perform. Usually in the Sri Vidya Temple, senior upasakas, shreshta upasakas, husband and wife will be performing the pujas at each entrance. So the entrance devatas, we have taken, after we have performed the puja, we have obtained their permission to enter the yantra. Next one. Go back to the sequence. Dwara Puja is done. Then Chaturayatana Puja. In the 4 corners of the Sri Chakram, 4 deities are present. And it forms part of the Chaturasra. Nairudeja Ganejanam, in the southwest is Ganapati. Suryam Bhayava Evacha, in the northwest, Surya is there. Ishanye Vishnu, in the northeast, Ishanya, Vishnu is there. Agneye Sivam Prabhujayet, Shiva Puja is done in the southeast, which is Agni's direction. Now this also again is going to be done by a couple. For each of the devatas, a couple will be performing Ganesha Puja, Surya Puja. You can see the deity is there with his consort, and Vishnu is there with his 2 consorts, and Shiva is also there with his consort. These will be, so 8 people will be performing the puja for this. Can we go to the next one, the next sequence? Ashtadik Gaja Puja. 8 directional elephants are there. These, most of the time, in temples, they are ignored. Nobody talks about them unless you go to the Meenakshi Sundareshwara temple in Madurai. There, in the Chokkanatha Sannidhi, the Sundareshwara Sannidhi, outside in the Goshtam, you will find these elephants. And this is one of those elephants that took a piece of sugar cane and ate it when challenged by a Muslim general. Anyway, these the 8 directional elephants, you can see the directional elephants are named. Abrahamba Sahida Airavada. Airavada is Indra's elephant. And you will see husband and wife there, but it is really Patini, wife, Putra, children, Parivaram, retinue. So you will be seeing lots of elephants on that day. And these elephants are, what is their job? They are holding this yantra up so that you can do the puja, that it can be worshipped. So each of those elephants, each of those couples will be worshipped by a couple or a single person. Each elephant in each pair of elephants in the 8 directions will be worshipped by people. So this is the next step in it. Then Digdevata Puja. In the 8 directions, 10 directions, the deities are there. In the east is Indra, in the southeast is Agni, in the south is Yama, in the southwest is Nairuti, in the west, Paschima is Varuna, northwest Vayu, north is Soma, northeast is Ishanya, and above Urdhva is Brahma, and Ado Paham, below you is Vishnu. So these deities will be worshipped. You can see there is the arrows point to where they are installed. We have murtis for them. Each of the murtis will have a kalasam and the actual format. Excuse me.
Amma ni Guru Swarupini. Amma ni Yen Guru Swarupini. Amrita Ananda Swarupini. Amrita Ananda Swarupini Devi Jagat Janani
February, March, Dharani Garpasambodam Vidyutkanti Samapravam Kumaram Shaktinastam Samangalam Pranamamyaha Namaha Om Sudhanayam Namaha चन्द्रमुखायै नमः ॐ भास्कर्यै नमः ॐ वरारोहायै नमः ॐ वसुन्धरायै नमः So the elephants have to be worshipped, and after that, the directional deities. There are 10 directional deities, so 10 couples will be performing it, or 10 individuals will be performing it. Now, once the external layers are covered, that means entrance, elephants, Chaturayadana pujas, Devata pujas, the Gaja pujas are done. You are purified enough to mount the yantra. And the yantra can be accessed from the 4 directions. Usually from one of the directions, the people who are performing puja will be on the yantra. They have to climb it. It is about 2 feet above the ground. Now, the yogini pujas, because it is part of the Sri Yantra, and the yoginis are going to be located inside the chaturastram or the square. Pairs of Dakshinavritti Shankams, the right-handed lightning whelk, it is called. These Shankams are carefully mounted and installed. To install the Shankam, the Shankatirtham or the Shankamritam and the Kalasamritam, for each of them, the 27 prescribed herbs for the 27 nakshatras have been obtained and ground into a powder. And sometimes this is also called Jaladravyam. They are placed inside the conch. The water is placed inside the conch along with a lotus petal, darba grass and other things. Why I say this is that careful attention is paid to the Shankams. There will be 128 Shankams in this. 2 for each of the yoginis and their concepts. So a couple of yogini and gana will have 1 pair of Shankams. And 64 Swasinis are invited to perform Kunkuma Archana to the Shankams. There will be Kunkumam placed there, and the Swangalis or Swasinis will be offering the Kunkumam to the chants of either Ashtottara Sadanamavali or whatever is chosen for that day. And the Kunkumam is given to the Swasinis to take home. So this is the next stage in the puja. Then, now we are coming into the Navagraha Puja. The 9 planetary forces have to be worshipped. You will see the Navagraha Murtis that are on the yantra. I wonder whether it is possible to enlarge one of them so that they can see it clearly. The Navagraha Murti is there, and the Murti also is there with the Kalasam. Then the gemstone that is associated with that Navagraha Murti and the grains. All of those are reflected in the Navagrahas that you will see there. And each of those Navagrahas will be worshipped by, like I said, Sreshta Sri Vidya Upasakas. Next stage after this is Rashi Puja. The 12 signs of the zodiac, each of them will have a kalasam. They are worshipped. Again, either by 24 people, husband and wife teams of 12, or individuals who are asked to do the puja at that time. And each of them, the kalasams will be there. They will perform the pujas there. You will see where these kalasams are going to be located. It's shown. Next one. Now, the interesting one is Nakshatra Pujas. Go to the Rashi Mandalam, you will see the nakshatras. Each of those bands is a particular nakshatra, and you will see that the numbers 1, 2, 3, and 4 are written. Sometimes you will see the nakshatras beginning in one Rashi and ending in another Rashi. If you carefully look at it, you will understand. Now, depending on which padam of that nakshatra you are born under, kalasams will be placed exactly along radial lines. If it is third padam, exactly along the third padam, the radial line from the center, the kalasas will be installed. Kritika, Rohini, Mrigasirsha, Arudra, Punarvasu, Pushya, Aslesha, Maga, Puravalguni, Uttaravalguni, Hasta, Chaitra, Swati, Vishaka, Anuradha, Jeshta, Mula, Purvashada, Uttarashada, Sravana, Danishta, Satavisha, Purvadravada, Uttaravadravada, Revati, Ashwini, and Bharani. These names are in Sanskrit. Many people, I know, people who are following this, they want to hear it in most of them are Tamilians and they want to hear it in Tamil. So I read from the top. Kartihai, Rohini, Mrigasirisham, Arudra, Tiruvadirai, Punarvasam, Punarpusam, Pusam, Ailyam, Magam, Puram, Uttaram, Hastam, Chittirai, Swati, Vishagam, Anusham, Kettai, Moolam, Puradam, Uttaradam, Tiruvonam, Danishta is Avittam, Sadayam, Purattadi, Uttarattadi, Revati, Ashwini, Bharani. So all of these padams will be worshipped. All 27 nakshatras will be worshipped. One kalasam will be there for the nakshatram, and if you are born at a particular padam, it will be placed there. Next one, please. And in the end of all of these, Devi is to be worshipped in the middle. If we can show the Devi there, Devi is in the middle and Devi is going to be worshipped. Now, on the right hand side, you will see many kalasams. Those belong to the affected nakshatras and the particular padams. Now, we come to some of the ways that you can participate in the puja. Maybe I will talk about it next week. If we can pause for questions now. Have we received questions?
Yes, yeah, we have a few questions. So yeah, it was mentioned that in the beginning you mentioned this, that this will be a difficult time for peace. So the question is, what can we do to help bring peace? Is there something we can chant or sing if we are not initiated?
It will be a difficult time for peace. What can we do to help bring peace? Is there something we can chant or sing if we are not initiated? During this puja, I will give you a brief story about this, what can be sung. In the 5th century, there was a child that was born in the town of Sri Rajarajeswari. At the age of 3, he had a vision of Shiva Parvati on the Rishabham at the Toniyappan temple in Sri Rajarajeswari. His father took him and leaving the child on the side of the temple tank, he went inside, and when he dipped his head, the child got scared that the father was not to be seen. It cried, Amma, mother, Appa, father, and Swami appeared and instructed the Devi to give him milk. And along with the milk that the mother gave him, she gave him complete realization as to who he was. And when the father came up, he saw milk on the side of the lips of the child. And being of a Brahmin caste, he was disturbed that the child had taken milk from some source. And in an angry tone, he asked him, who gave you milk? And the child pointed upwards in the sky above the gopuram of the temple. And the father, in a fleeting instant, was able to see Swami and Devi Parvati on the Rishabham. From that day, he was able to sing songs in Tamil, in chaste Tamil. When he was 6 years old, there was another saint by the name of Tirunavukkarasa Swamigal, who was 75. This kid was 6 years old. In the Pandya kingdom, the Pandya king had converted to Jainism. Samanam, it is called. But the Pandya's wife, she remained a Shaivite. Remember, this is happening right in the heart of Pandya country, where the Meenakshi Sundareshwar temple is located. And one day, the king fell seriously ill with absolutely burning temperature. Nobody could do anything. All the medications, the doctors from the kingdom came and tried, nothing doing. The Jains stood on one side and chanted their mantras, wiping him down with peacock feathers. Nothing happened, it increased. The temperature increased. Then when he was suffering in agony, the queen said, there is a young kid who is very famous. Now let's call him and see what he can do. And she sent word to Tirunjana Sambandhamurti Nayanar, this is that little kid, 6 years old. And he was with the older man, Tirunavukkarasa. He prepared to go. And the older man told him, the planetary positions at the moment are not very conducive for your travel. And the young man sang a collection of 10 songs, extempore, outlining what the planets will do if you have deep and abiding faith in the Lord. So the first part of the question, if you have total faith in Swami, there is something that you can do. Learn the songs that he sang. These will be sung during the puja on that day by a group, and an orchestra will be playing. They will be singing these songs. You can sing these songs. You don't need an initiation for this. It is called Tevaram. Deva Aravaram, the sound produced by Devas. This is one. And you visit temples and go around Shiva, or go around Deva, go around Devi, or go around Mahavishnu, or go around Mahalakshmi, or go around Ganapati, or Subramanya. All of these will help. But you must do it in an orderly manner and at the same time every day if you can help it, and the same place. Next question.
Maybe we can take one short question a year. Is there a reason why, skipped ahead to another question. Is there a reason why we should only use right-handed shankars? Does it provide a different benefit than a shankar that is left-handed?
We have covered this once before in the section on shankars, but I will tell you anyway. The left-handed shankars are the normal ones that you find. There's an animal living inside. It is the shell of an animal. For every 100,000 left-handed shankams that you can get, you will get one right-handed shankar. And there are two locations where it can be found. The smoother one without any ridges is found in the Indian Ocean. That's the one that you can buy in temple towns like Rameshwaram and that area. How do you check whether the shank is authentic? You lift the shankam and hold it to your ear, you should be able to hear the ocean. The ones that are in the Western Hemisphere are found in the Caribbean Sea. And they have the common name lightning whelk. They too have the same characteristic. And they too, for every 100 left-handed ones, you will get a right-handed one here. So the Shastra tells you that if you use a right-handed one, right-handed shankam for Abhishekam, it is 100 times more powerful than the left-handed one. That is why you use the shankam, and it must have the proper mixture of elements. This is the one, the right-handed lightning whelk is called Bisicon contrarium. If you can check to see the Indian one too, Amma, there will be a botanical name for that, the biological name for that one too. This is found in the Caribbean Sea and the Atlantic Ocean. It is available in the Western Hemisphere. Let us see whether you can find. If you can find the shells on this same section. Next question. There. Silver in case, blowing shankar. You cannot break the tip of the shankar to blow it. If you do that, it is only used for blowing. After that, it's not used for puja. Okay, next question.
Yeah, we can stop here today and take the remaining questions next
Okay,
time.
please make sure that you join us for next week, because sponsorship information and how you can participate in the puja, whether in person or remotely, will be discussed next week with all the details, and there will be a information given to you on how you will be able to join. Now, please download this screen that you see here. There is a QR diagram. You can use that and enter and find out how you can be participating in this puja. Thank you very much. We'll see you next week.
Thank you, Ayya, for teaching about the Rashi Mandala and the effects of the planetary position. We are excited to continue to learn more in the upcoming session. To access all content from prior sessions, please visit srividya.org/AYM-lectures. Just a reminder, we will not have our yoga session today. We would like to thank everyone for joining us today's session. We will see you all next time. Thank you.